This month, we are celebrating 70 years of 9 News. 70 years of television's brought a lot of unforgettable moments and also some painful memories. 34 years ago today, pilot Leo Galanis and chief photographer Brian Hostetler were killed when Sky9 hit unmarked power lines southwest of Denver. Their loss devastated our newsroom and impacted our community.
A few years later, pilot Peter Peelgrane was forced to make an emergency landing on an ice-covered reservoir. His passengers, Bob Ashe and Michael Stone, died. Peter survived in the water for nearly an hour and suffered a brain injury. He died 3.5 years later. Christiansen spoke with Peter's widow about his legacy and how helicopters changed the way we cover news.
To frame a moment, it's necessary to take in the view. Look around, look forward, and look up. Peter Peelgrane had that gift.
Vietnam had just ended. Helicopter pilots were a dime a dozen. Lots of helicopter pilots looking for jobs.
The Australian Army pilot came to Colorado in 1980 and told his wife a part-time gig was going big time.
All the other pilots turned it down. And they offered it to Peter, and he said, "I'll take it." And I was nervous because, you know, we didn't have any money and no benefits. It became really apparent very quickly that the benefit of the chopper, not just as a news gathering tool, but also as a way of being part of the community.
Well, it does, actually. See that thing on top there?
From Channel 7 to 9 News, Peter shared his view with us.
Denver Tower, helicopter Sky9.
Blizzards, wildfires,
In a northwesterly direction.
races, and rescues. Lots of rescues.
I mean, it is very exciting to be able to find somebody.
When Peter was flying, he was in his element, and that was the thing that nurtured his soul. And frankly, it nurtured all of us because he was so good at it. Always put us in position to succeed and to get the best shot. And not for nothing, finding people, you know, in the middle of a forest too. That little kid with the white hair, and you know, I don't know how he had amazing eyes.
Doing okay there? I want you to stay right there, okay?
It was about getting the story. It wasn't about being part of the story, but it was also about, you know, how can we help?
His dry wit, charm, and that accent.
How about this one here?
He was a character. There's no doubt about it. He was a character, and he had a great sense of humor, which, you know, I mean, he made me laugh every day of our entire marriage.
He was easy to love and quick to earn respect.
There's a huge trust component, you know, to put you're putting your life in someone's hands.
Peter knew exactly where you needed to be. He knew exactly when to turn the helicopter at the right moment.
Long gone are the days of the station logo choppers. All the cameras are attached now. The view isn't the same.
It was such the perfect place and time for him to be, you know, to be the pilot, to be the Sky9 pilot, to be in that time where he could really share his gifts.
Peter's view was all his, at just the right time. He certainly knew how to frame a moment.
I just feel so fortunate because we're never going to see this ever again. Aerial photography has changed so much, but even now in the age of drones that we live in, every time I launch one, I have Peter in the back of my mind. You need to be closer, you need to be lower, you need to skim right over the top of this. He's always in my head and he's still inspiring me all these many years later.
One of the things I do miss is when Peter was coming home, he would fly around the house on his way to the airport and, you know, just let me know basically that he was on his way home for a very long time. Every time I heard a helicopter, I would go outside and look. Not so much anymore.
A moment worth framing in the history of 9 News.
Such an important reminder that there are people who risk their lives to tell you what's going on in the community, and no more so over the years than the folks who worked in the helicopter here and at other stations in town and that kind of thing. I mean, guys doing high country flights in helicopters that were a little bit dicey, and other situations, but people who truly believed that it was worth that to get good information to the public.
Yep, and he was one of ours. It's beautiful to see. Kim, thank you for that story.